So we shall continue with the terms that come under biological classification. So the first term that we shall consider is the cell. So everybody know the meaning of cell, right? Cell is the smallest unit of living organisms. So this is the meaning of a cell. It is the smallest unit of living organisms. Now here cell, it may be classified, right? Cell may be classified into two types. Prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Now here what do you mean by a prokaryotic cell? Now this is a cell where a false nucleus is present. If a cell has a false nucleus, it is called prokaryotic cell. Then what should be a eukaryotic cell? Now a cell which has a true nucleus, it is called eukaryotic cell. Now the question is, what is a false nucleus, right? So false nucleus, it is a nucleus without a nuclear membrane. It is called false nucleus. Similarly, a true nucleus, it is a nucleus which has a nuclear membrane. Then we can call it as a true nucleus. So if a cell has a false nucleus, it can be called as prokaryotic cell. For example, bacteria or bacterial cells, they are prokaryotic cells because they have a false nucleus. When a cell is called eukaryotic cell, a cell when it has a true nucleus. If a cell has true nucleus, it is called eukaryotic cell. Example, so all plant cells, animal cells, they are all eukaryotic cells, right? The next term that we shall consider is a cell wall. Now what is this cell wall? As the name indicates, it is the outer wall of a cell, right? Which cell? The outer wall mainly in a plant cell, right? So such outer wall in a plant cell is called cell wall. So cell wall is found mainly in plant cells, right? And this cell wall, it is basically made up of cellulose. Right? This cell wall is made up of cellulose. Cellulose is a type of carbohydrate. Details of this we shall discuss in the coming classes. Okay. So based on cell wall, right, the cells, they can be classified as cellulosic and non-cellulosic. So cellulosic cell wall and non non-cellulosic cell wall. Right? So some cells they have a cellulosic cell wall, some cells they have non-cellulosic cell wall. So what do you mean by this? When a cell wall is purely made up of, cellulose, then we can call it as cellulosic cell wall. Similarly, non-cellulosic, when it is not purely made up of cellulose, right? It may have some other biomolecules. It may be amino acids or proteins, right? Along with polysaccharides. Then it is called non-cellulosic, right? So non-cellulosic means it is not purely made up of cellulose. The next we shall consider nuclear membrane. So this is another common term that you come across in this topic, nuclear membrane. So nuclear membrane, it is the outer covering. Nuclear membrane is the outer covering of nucleus, right? So the boundary of nucleus, it is called nuclear membrane. Now for example, if this is a cell, this is the nucleus, this is the boundary of nucleus. So this boundary of nucleus, it is called nuclear membrane, right? So nuclear membrane is the outer covering of nucleus. So I label this as nucleus. So this is the nucleus which is located here in the center of this cell, and this nucleus is surrounded by this covering called nuclear membrane, right? So here we have discussed absence of nuclear membrane, presence of nuclear membrane. So when this nuclear membrane is absent, the cell can be called as prokaryotic. If this nuclear membrane is present, the cell can be called as eukaryotic cell. The next we shall consider body organization. So here body organization, it means the composition of the body, right? So body of organisms, it is made up of cells, one or many cells. That is called body organization. So body organization, it may be classified as cellular, right? Body organization may be classified as cellular body organization. So the meaning of cellular body organization, it means the body is made up of cells. When body is made up of cells, it is called cellular body organization, right? Then multicellular. So what is this multicellular body organization? So here multi means many, right? Here cellular can be called as cells, many cells. When body is made up of many cells, we can call it as multicellular. So it is multicellular body organization. Then you may come across tissue, right? Tissue grade. So write it as tissue grade. Tissue grade of body organization. So tissue grade means the body of organism is made up of tissues, right? So a tissue is a group of cells. Then you find organ grade of body organization. So here the organism has different organs, right? When the organism has different organs in the body, it is called organ grade body organization. So different organs. right? What are the common examples of organs? So one common example is lungs, right? Lungs are the organs in our body. Then there is brain, right? Brain is one organ. Then there are kidneys, right? Our heart. So all these, they are known as organs. So when organs are present, the body organization is called organ grade body organization. Then similarly organ system. So when you find different organ systems, it is called organ system grade of body organization. The next we shall consider nutrition. So here